right, everybody. Call the council meeting to order. If you will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Mr. Clerk, do we have a quorum present?
We do have a quorum.
All right, thank you very much. We do not have any presentations tonight, so the first item on our agenda is the review and approval of the minutes from November 13th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to accept as written.
Second. All right, Stan has the first. Tom has the second. All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is a public hearing to discuss the alcohol license transfer for Sharpsburg Pizza and Pub. If I can have a motion to enter into public hearing, please.
I'll make a motion, we enter into public hearing.
All right, Tom has the first.
Second.
Holly has the second. All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. We're now in public hearing. Mr. Jones, would you like to take the wheel from here and bring us up to speed on the alcohol license transfer process?
Sure, absolutely. So we have a request to transfer an alcohol license from the current owners of Sharpsburg Pizza to the new owners of Sharpsburg Pizza, Charles and Kathleen Kennard. They're here in the audience and they can answer questions as needed. They have fulfilled the requirements of the town for the license to transfer, including the advertisement, and this is to fulfill that request to actually transfer the license. As part of that, they have already paid their application fees and they've already paid their background check fees. So if this is met with approval from the town, I would also further request that we waive those particular fees and let them just pay for the license itself apart from application and background checks. They have also already paid for and received their business license for 2024, so all requirements have been met. And if they would like to speak, they may feel free to.
Okay. So this will be the alcohol license for 24, for the year of 24?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is transferring from old to new, and then we'll fulfill 24 licenses.
Okay. The one thing that we wanted to make sure, as we have done before, when we transfer these, is that they pay one fee. You know, we didn't want to have them transfer it and pay for 1 or 2 months and then have to turn around and pay for a whole 12 months. So the transfer is just a common sense way to do it. And that's what we have here.
Yes.
We've done that. We've done that several times in the past.
Yes, sir. And that's consistent with our previous practice. Do we have any questions?
The alcohol license runs calendar year.
Yes, sir.
Now, does this include the growler ordinance that we allow,
They have opted not to go with growlers,
Okay.
so it would be irrelevant.
Okay, but it is still available if you guys decide to do that. Okay, all right, so any other questions from council? Okay, do we have any questions from the public as this is a public hearing? Okay, hearing no questions, can I get a motion to come out of public hearing?
Motion.
Second.
Stan has the first, Holly has the second, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. We're now out of public hearing at 6:03. And so if I can get a motion to approve the transfer of the alcohol license the transfer for Sharpsburg Pizza and Pub.
I made that motion.
All right, Holly has the first.
Second.
I'm sorry?
Second.
Okay, Stan has the second.
And Ms. Polly, that would be with the conditions outlined.
Yes.
by Mr.
As outlined by the administrator. All right, having the first and the second, if Council's vote, please.
All in favor?
All in favor? There we go. Unanimous, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we now have a public hearing for the discussion of our fiscal year 2024 budget. If I can have a motion to go into public hearing to discuss the budget.
Motion that we go into public hearing?
All right, Tom has the first,
Second.
Stan has the second. All in favor? Unanimous. We're now in public hearing at 6:05. This public hearing is to discuss the first reading of our 2024 budget. This is the first reading. There will be a second reading in January, followed by adoption for the remainder of the year. Mr. Jones, would you like to talk a little bit about the budget and how it is laid out?
Sure, glad to. So actually, at the last meeting, I brought up some of this before, and since then, we've had some subsequent conversations, one-on-one with particular council, about differing questions and possible goals for the next and upcoming year. But in the meantime, the numbers that I provided are essentially what I provided the last time we met as sort of a rough draft. And what it really does is it increases both income or the expected revenue and expenses by 5%. Some of the highlights from this particular proposal is we anticipate additional revenue based on trends. In fact, the numbers you have today that I provided were actually updated this past Friday. And this may actually roll over into our discussion about the November budget. But as of Friday, we went over 100% revenue. So we have another month of revenue that's coming in, which is, again, sort of an indicator to me that we're on track with expected higher revenue next year. We're looking at our loss for local option sales tax being approximately $125,000 next year, which is what I've included in the budget. As far as expenses are concerned, as we know, it's no secret to anybody, everything is rising in cost, everything. So with regard to personnel, as it stands right now, we have $12,000 that will be newly paid this 24 year. It would be $1,000 per month for the mayor. It would include a 5.7% cost of living that I have put in. No new positions that are out there, so we're not looking to bring anybody else on with this particular proposal. There are no benefits at this point with the town employees under this budget. Legal, under our legal, we've had higher expenses than normal, but I think that that's probably going to flatten out probably in this coming year, but I've built in additional funds just for that. Contracted services, we're seeing costs with our cost increases with Heartland, that's our payroll, with our IT in a box, that's our literal IT services. Hoopla is included as a subscription for the library, a cost that is new to us. As we know that we went through garbage, and we had an increase in our garbage rate, and that's going to go up again in '24. Our cleaning services have risen. We lost our one person. We brought in somebody else, and it's a little bit higher. I can go through the line items if you like, but at the end of the day, we do have higher expenses, but I do think we're going to capture that with our increased revenue that's coming in. So this is that first proposal, and again, anybody is welcome to come see me, talk about the line items. Again, I've had several who have done just that, and I'll be glad to answer questions that you may have.
So I don't have so much of a question as just a comment and a reminder. We have tried to add personnel positions throughout the last handful of years simply to provide additional services and build capacity within Town Hall. If we have the chance, it'd certainly get more done and get more things going if we could do that. So if you could find a little bit of room. Growing a budget by 5.7% in this year and in this climate is really an accomplishment. So it's a really well-made budget, especially considering costs have jumped 10, 11, 12%. A 5.7% increase is very laudable and very, very well done. However, it's going to take people and money to make money and provide services. So that would be about the only thing that I would say is if you can squeeze a little bit more, put in another, at least a part-time position.
And I will say that, looking at the revenue, again, we just went over 101%. There may be extra room looking at it now that these numbers are starting to get a little bit more tighter, I guess, a little bit more, understandable as we get toward the end of the year. So there may be some wiggle room here that I have not accounted for yet. I will confess that, but I also tend to lean on the side of conservative.
Sure, oh yeah, no,
So sure
absolutely,
do.
no, it's, like I said, it's a well-crafted budget, I mean, it hits all of our points. You can never go wrong saving taxpayers' money.
Right, that too. Any questions?
I don't see anything specific on the libraries. You got these different costs that we're probably gonna incur. Do you have those stuck away in contingency?
Right, so there's very little room in contingency funding. But the costs that I do have in there, Tom, are actually based off of the spreadsheet that you provided.
Okay.
And they are embedded into different line items. For instance, take your Hoopla, that's your,
Yeah,
that's your subscription for cataloging books. That would actually be in our subscription line item. So they're captured, there's just not a specific library,
okay.
line item that's specific toward that purpose.
I've got a question, and I've read the DDA information book now, and I've noticed that big increase. Is that just gonna be a one-time thing to start up, or is that gonna be,
I want to be sure that I'm clear with the question. What are you questioning about the DDA?
the amount, the increase is kinda big. Is that just
Well,
because
we've
it's a
had-
startup?
We've had startup, and also in this budget, you may recall that a couple of weeks, or a couple of meetings ago, I should say, DDA made a request of $8,000 per year for the next 2 years.
But that, okay, but it ends.
And, well,
It's
I have included $8,000 in this
For 2
budget to
years.
meet that request. And my intention at this point is to include it for the next budget as well, to meet that request, to meet their request.
So that's what accounts for that?
Yes, that's,
Okay.
I want to make sure I heard you right. That's what?
No, I think we understand. I understand.
Okay.
Where are you seeing that?
Where'd you see it?
I don't see it.
What's the line item number?
It's under dues and fees. It's
Oh,
a request,
dues and fees.
that includes $8,000 from the
It's
DDA.
dues and fees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
Again, there isn't really a specific line item for DDA.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of,
Right.
what makes the best sense, and that's
Right,
where I have it.
Okay. All right. Just so, we said 5.7% earlier. What that will do is that will take our budget from the 2023 levels of 298,460 up to 313,600. So 5.7% is just roughly $15,000. Do we have any other questions from council? Any questions from the public, as this is a public hearing? Yes, ma'am.
What's the total budget for 2024?
$313,600. Any other questions? Okay, all right. As this is just a first reading of the budget, there is no action to be taken by council, but as we have presented it, answered questions from the public, answered questions from council, I'll go ahead and get a motion to exit the public hearing.
Make a motion to exit the public hearing.
Second.
Tom has the first, Polly has the second, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Next item on the agenda, Mr. Jones, is going to be the review of the November 2023 budget.
Sort of dovetails into what we were just talking about, but this is more specific to November. And like I was saying, we actually, in our revenue, went above 100% anticipated revenue this year.
With a month left.
What's that?
With a month left.
Yes, with a month left, right, exactly. So we had anticipated 298,000 coming in this year, and in fact, we just went over, in fact, today, 303,000. This number is a little bit dated at this point. So we're doing well. And conversely, when we talk about budgets, we also have to look at our expenses. And our expenses, while we went over 100% revenue, at the end of November, we actually closed at 79% expenses spent.
Nice.
So
Excellent.
bringing in more than we're expending, which is always a good thing. And again, we have the line items. Some of this stuff is very routine, but I think, again, it's just an indicator that we're doing well, given our budget. And I'll be glad to answer if you have questions, but I think we're doing good shape.
Any questions from council?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear, was that a question? Or?
Was that a question?
Yes, sir, I thought I heard you
Oh,
say.
no, I was just, I was talking to myself, that $3,000 on the balance, that negative 3,000, that was the door, right?
That's the return of the money, yes, sir.
Any other questions, council members?
Nope.
All righty. Next item under new business is Team Hungry, the calendar year 2024 request. Ms. Monica, you want to go ahead and come on up? So, as you guys are aware, for the last 3 or 4 years, we have had Team Hungry put on the Sharpsburg market. Do you have something you want to hand to them? No. Okay. They have put on the Sharpsburg market for the last 2, maybe 3 years. Monica is finishing up her first season with the market, and she is coming to us to give us some updates from 23, and then provide the dates for 24, and then make a request of council. All right.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Sporting our Sharpsburg Market t-shirt, that can be yours for only, I think, $15.
Best $15 you can spend.
I think I am just going to read to make sure I cover
Sure.
everything, so I appreciate the grace on that. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today on behalf of Team Hungry, and on behalf of Team Hungry, really want to say share our appreciation for partnering with us over the years to make the Sharpsburg Market happen. Our ask is to secure dates, times, and the location for the 2024 Sharpsburg Markets. Team Hungry requests to continue using the Town of Sharpsburg facilities inside and out on the third Saturday of each month starting in April. The exception would be in December. We ask for the second Saturday of the month in December. Access to the facilities requested are from 7:45 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. to allow for setup, active market hours, and cleanup. The active market hours are from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Many vendors have expressed an interest in adding a night market to the schedule, but we'd really like to secure the day markets first and then work with the town and any coordinating events to see if the night market would make sense. We request the facility rental fees continue to be waived for Team Hungry to host the markets in 2024. So for those of you who are not familiar with Team Hungry, we're an organization. We're a local nonprofit providing the opportunity for high school aged youth to come together as a community to make the world a better place. By cultivating meaningful relationships and a deep sense of belonging, Team Hungry is using biblical lessons to guide tomorrow's leaders today. The mission statement for Team Hungry is to be the catalyst for today's youth to achieve their full potential. The Sharpsburg Market was created by Team Hungry students and is as an initiative to shine light on local businesses by creating a marketplace for them to reach more customers. Partnering with the town of Sharpsburg allows the students to continue to be in touch with their local community and give back where they live. When our community is prosperous, we all benefit. And our students understand this. They also appreciate the opportunity the market provides for them to apply their leadership skills. We all appreciate that. The Sharpsburg Market continues to grow in size and has a positive impact in our community by having the monthly markets be a destination for many. So for 2023, some of our high points, specifically for our small businesses, we had over 112 small businesses and nonprofits register and participate in the 2023 markets. 67% of them are based in Coweta County. Average sales generated per small business varies due to price point of products and services. From our conversations with our vendors, at least those willing to share with us, they tell us that the average sales per market were between $150 and $200. So if we average about $175 per vendor, each market averaged 25 vendors per market. So doing the math on that, we're looking at just over $4,000 of sales for those vendors per market. And then we've had 8 markets so far, 1 more coming this month. So that puts us at approximately $35,000 in sales for those small businesses so far this year. So to ensure that we're providing a beneficial opportunity for our participants and the community, we ask our small businesses to provide feedback after every market. So these are just some of the high points that came from the small businesses that participated. We asked them, what's your greatest benefit from participating in the Sharpsburg market? In no particular order, these were the 4 most common comments. 1 was increased exposure to potential customers. 2, meeting other business owners. They really like the networking opportunity to grow from each other, or learn from each other and grow. And then they said participating is easy. Team Hungry helps us with the setup and takedown of the booths, and the markets are very organized. Participating means supporting Team Hungry, their cause, and the kids. There's a lot of support for the organization as a whole throughout the day and then throughout the month. Overall satisfaction for the event, we asked them to rank it from 1 to 5, 5 being fabulous, and our median is a 4. Our average is a 4.3. 100% of Sharpsburg market participants surveyed said that they would return to the market again, and they would recommend other small businesses to participate. We're seeing this when we ask them, where did you hear about the market? 42% of those surveys said that they heard about the market from friends and family, East Coweta High School, or social media. So we know that we're reaching more and more opportunities there. As far as customers and foot traffic go, marketing efforts included print, digital, and grassroots efforts. This year we had 20 posters displayed in businesses and offices throughout Fayette and Coweta counties. Market dates were included in the weekly paper. We also used social media and personal email invites to generate vendor participation and foot traffic. Over 25 directional signs and banners span over 15 miles around the town to help increase awareness. With increased vendor participation this year, our vendors were also spreading the word. And we make it really easy for them to share, hey, I'm going to be at the market this week or this month, come meet me there. Team Hungry welcomes as many visitors as we can during the market, and we ask, how did you hear about us? Most say they saw signs or have a friend who invited them. In November, we actually had 2 groups that said they saw us on social media a few times and had to check us out. Hands down, the most common comment we hear from visitors is that they were unaware that the downtown Sharpsburg was here. And it's usually kind of them looking around saying, I had no idea all this was down here. So that's a huge win for exposure for the town. The markets are the primary fundraiser for Team Hungry through the booth fees, the food vendor fees, and financial donations from our attendees. Booths are $30, and then food vendors, we ask 5% of the profit of sales from that day. The fundraisers help to support Team Hungry initiatives, which include helping our students' initiatives. So part of what the kids do is they identify needs in the community, and we help them make that happen. We cover expenses for meetings and team building activities. We contribute to annual mission trip expenses and cover the costs associated with loving on our Sharpsburg market businesses. Team Hungry has a desire to continue to support our local small businesses and the town of Sharpsburg through the Sharpsburg market. It provides opportunities for our students to plug into our community and contribute. Also, studies show local businesses are owned by people who live in the community. They're less likely to leave. They're more invested in the community's future. The participating small businesses themselves share in their feedback how they love supporting the student-led Sharpsburg market. It is one way, as a small business, that they can support the local nonprofits on a consistent basis and feel good about it. Our ask is to continue to provide this unique opportunity for our community. Thank you.
Okay. So do we have any questions from council for Monica or Team Hungry?
I think it's a great project, and we ought to continue to support it as much as we can. But has anybody looked at what the value of our donation, call it donation, what the value is? I'm just curious.
Well, looking at quick math, I don't know if Monica, if you would know this, but looking at quick math, I believe that Team Hungry started coming here around 2021, I believe. Is that correct? And every year they've asked for the fees to be waived, and every year the council has waived those fees. At a minimum, we charge $200 for a rental here. That's actually more than that if you consider it outside as well. But even if I went with a minimal cost of $200, and looking at from April to December, which is 9 months, that's $1,800 a month since 2021.
Yeah.
So,
1,900 a year.
I should say a year.
A
My
year.
apologies, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's $1,800 a year at a minimal cost.
Yeah, that's a bargain, even at an additional $900. That's a good deal. For what the community's getting out of it.
And the great thing about Team Hungry is they put the kids in charge. You know, it's not just the adults coming in and telling the kids what to do. No. The adults show up and say, we need to do this, and then the kids go out and do it. And they are problem solving, they are toting boxes, they are cleaning up, and it wasn't this year, but it was last year. We had just gotten the sidewalks poured. And I watched a Team Hungry young lady see some pine straw on the sidewalk, and she grabs a broom and starts brushing it. I thought I was the only one that brushed pine straw off the sidewalk around here, but no, it's a Team Hungry kid. And that just really made me smile to see them doing that. It's just a wonderful thing for the community. Thank you all for doing it. Thank you for stepping in and the help that you've provided to them. It's been a great partnership. It truly has been. Since this is kind of a public conversation presentation, does anybody out here have questions for Monica? And if anybody wanted to get involved with the Team 100, what's the best way to reach you guys?
I'm so glad you said that. Actually, our website is teamhungry.org. That's the best way to connect with us. So if you have any high school age students that you want to have them get plugged into the community, volunteer opportunities, or just a good group of kids to hang out with, that's where all of our kids come from.
All right.
Any questions about the market?
Do you have any initial needs for the audience tonight for the upcoming 16th show?
I appreciate that question. We have 39 vendors registered. We usually have between like 35 and 42. I don't know why 42 is a magic number. And then we average 25 actually showing up. So I would say, as always, just continue to spread the word. When we support our small businesses, especially at the holiday season, I mean, there's no better way to bring joy, to so many right here. Yeah. And like I said, I know I've spoken a lot, and I apologize, but our kids,
We'd love to hear from you.
it's such a passion for them, especially once a month. I mean, they're here with me. They usually get here at 8 o'clock, and they're here till 3 o'clock. And the whole time, they're just loving on all of the business owners that are here. Water, just covering their booths so that they can go to the restroom. I mean, it's all of that. They're helping put up tents. If you need sports tents put up, I've got the great kids to do that. And even this room, I mean, after every market, they're all in here. We're cleaning bathrooms. We're cleaning the floors. So it's all hands on. Yep.
Wonderful.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, council, if it is your pleasure, if I can get a motion to waive the fees for Team Hungry for calendar year 2024.
I'll make that motion.
All right, Stan has the first.
I'll second it.
Tom has the second. All in favor? Unanimous? Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is a special permit request for the Downtown Development Authority for their December events.
I'm gonna ask April if she will take the charge on this one.
We have actually had a little bit of April Yarbrough. I'm on the Downtown Development Authority of Sharpsburg. We've kind of had a change of plans. We met, our meeting is Monday, first Mondays of the month in the morning. to solidify, get a hard yes on use of some of the properties. It was still kind of in limbo, and so we just decided to make plans to go forward. And so we're not gonna need to close down the road. Everything is gonna be contained here in the community center area. The community center itself is gonna have, no-cost family activities such as cookie decorating, a gifting station, several other things that we've gotten local businesses to sponsor. The ticketed item that is actually gonna go live tomorrow, I've got people testing it tonight to make sure it works right, is the sign-ups for the ice skating. We're gonna have ice skating under the pavilion, iceless skating. It's fake ice, but we're gonna have it under the pavilion. We actually have it funded through sponsors for Friday and Saturday, but Saturday is gonna be the actual, we're calling it, we didn't want it to get confused with Team Hungry's Christmas market, so we're calling it Sharpsburg Winterfest, featuring ice skating. So it just kind of keeps it a little separate. That's what we've got flyers, banners, and a few other things ready to go out between now and next Monday. But the sign-ups, we can accommodate 22 skaters every 30 minutes. That's 356 skaters for each day. So that's a big pool for, we are only doing 18 vendors set up, and then we're gonna have 2 food trucks and a coffee truck. The ice skating company is gonna have the staff to actually man the ice skating. Brad approved the waiver, and that's included in the sign-ups, along with, the fee for the ice skating is $25. This is the first fundraiser for the Downtown Development Authority to start kicking us off in the right direction. The DDA is also going to be selling pecans. We're going to be selling amaretto chocolate covered pecans, pralines, regular pecans, and some Christmas mixed nuts through the month of December and at the Winterfest. So that's all I know for now.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much for bringing this to us. Thank you for the hard work. This is certainly a great way to elevate what the town is doing, and it's a great way to show off the DDA. So thank you very much for that. Council, do we have any questions for
I
Ms.
like our new
Sharpsburg?
name. I like the new name instead of the one you have at the market. The Christmas Fest sounds good.
Anybody else? Okay. Hearing no other questions, can I get a motion to approve the special event permit request as described?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Tom has the first, Holly has the second. All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. All right, there is no old business on the agenda, correct? Seeing none, we will then go into the public comment section. I will start down on that end because I know the lady, so I'll start down there and we'll just come this way.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm here this evening to recognize all of the hard work that you have done to grow Sharpsburg over the last several years of your terms. And I want to thank you for taking the spirit of the city of Sharpsburg out into the rest of County.
Absolutely, it's been a joy.
Good evening, my name is Kristen Webb, and I'm with the Coweta Community Foundation, and on behalf of the foundation, we are incredibly thankful for your guys' support in helping us with our local nonprofits and teaching grant writing classes.
Sir, anybody else from the public want to speak? Any other comments? Okay, all right. Hearing no other comments, I will now go to poll our council. I'll start down there at the far end. Mr. Parton?
No, I just want to say my last meeting and last 2 or 3 terms, however long it's been, I've enjoyed it. I think the town is in a lot better shape than when we started. And the new people we got come in are old people, they know what they're doing, so I think it's in good hands.
Did you point at me when you said, oh?
I point to Tom. I didn't mean old as old.
Experienced.
Experienced. Been here before.
Season, yeah.
So, but, that's all.
And Stan, I want to say thank you to you because, you know, you've been a fixture up here for a while. And I've always had you to lean on, and I always knew that I could count on you. And I know that the town feels that way too, so thank you. Ms. Powell?
Want to ask about our lights on Main Street that are still not on. Is there an update on that?
Sure. So the last I have heard is that we have contracted with a electrician to repair it. However, I will turn it over to Mr. Jones to
I'm sitting
provide
over here waiting.
up-to-minute details.
Yeah, I'm waiting because I got the answer on that one. Well, sort of an answer. You will recall last meeting you actually approved a not to exceed to have the electrician come out and take a look. They have, but they haven't yet found the problem. And in the meantime, we've had weather with the rain. We had a town that had to be shut down for various reasons, and so it's been sort of when can we get the guy back out here? But he's very aware. He's very aware he needs to be back out here, and we'll come out and try to source out what the issue is, and we can make a decision from there. But he did come out already once and took a look, and at this point in time wasn't able to figure what the problem was.
I got one more question. You know, festival, is it gonna be past dark?
It is gonna be from 10 to 4. I mean,
So
it
it
does
won't
get
be
dark
dark.
at 5:30, but we're doing it 10 to 4 so that we've got plenty of time during the daylight to get packed
Okay.
up. And it is all gonna be down here at the community center,
Thank you. Mr. Teagle?
I want to make a comment on the library. We're at a point where we need to start cataloging these books. We've had donations like you wouldn't believe. I mean, we took out a lot of books out of the library, and you just about can't tell it now because we filled it back up with kids' books. So it really looks good. But we need to get that catalog software, and Floyd's working with our IT folks to put a security package or software into the computer. It's a standalone computer, and it'll only be used for that. You can argue whether it's an unnecessary delay, but I think we'll get it resolved here in the next couple of days.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to wait.
No, well, it's not waiting. It's just catching up with who needs to be caught up with.
Yeah.
But we're working on it.
Once we get that software in, then we can go get the scanners that we need and get started doing that. We've also, this is sort of a little tickler going forward. There are a lot of people that have helped us with this library project who have said they'd like to come in and volunteer to extend the hours that we're open. So we'll be coming to the council in January, February with some plans on that. Polly mentioned to me this morning, or asked the question if whether or not we might need to vet people coming in and, running the library while kids are there. In other words, just check them out. And that's probably not a bad idea. In today's environment, you can probably do that pretty quick with on some sort of online vetting.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think we're going to have the library open a lot more than it is now.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
Excellent, thank you. Any questions from the public on the polling of council? Mr. Bridges?
Hard to believe we just homegrown. I was just gonna say it's hard to believe. I had to come see it for myself. Born and raised, nobody born and raised is gonna be on the council. Got a lot of good people, but it's kind of interesting. But hey, you've done a great job, and it's a thankless job, and just we may not have agreed on stuff time to time, but you've done a great job, and I hate to see you go, but you got things to do and family to look after, so certainly understand that.
Thank you very much.
I want to add one more thing. It's unusual to get to sit on both sides in one year.
Yes it is.
And I did, and I appreciate you both places.
Oh, sure,
You put up with a lot of taunting for me, if you want to call it that.
Nah, just gentle
But he's
ribbing. How
always
about
taking
that?
it in good nature.
Gentle ribbing.
And he even gave me an award.
All right. Mr. Jones, Administrator's Report.
Just a couple of items of business. One, at the last meeting, you approved the testing of asbestos. The guy has come out, he has taken samples. It takes about 2 weeks to get those reports, and we're about 1 week into it now, so we will know in about another week where we are. But just letting you know. As far as the lighting, that was also one of my updates, but now you know. And tables and chairs. The tables are in the back. The chairs are literally in boxes that got dropped off today. Have a lot of them, and we have a little bit more that are coming. But outside of that, we're talking to Coweta counties. They can come and pick up the ones you're currently at and on, and we'll get this swapped out pretty quickly. So moving on that one as well. With that said, stay in blue. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. Yeah, it's been 2.5 years for me, and I get this.
Has it only been 2.5 years?
July of 21. July of 21.
Yeah.
When I came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stan's probably been on, what, 30?
That's
I'm even with him now.
You know,
It's been a
and
while.
if you've been in our side of the equation, you've seen the battles and you've seen the discussions and the back and forths, and sometimes we don't even agree with each other, but you know what? We coalesce, we come together as a team, and we do it. And so wanted to say from me, and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking on my staff as well, thank you, both of you, for your time as well. And to that end, I'm going to turn over to incoming Mayor, Ms. Elizabeth, and let her have a couple words too.
So we've got two proclamations that I'd like to read and then a plaque to present. Stand in blue. So the first proclamation honoring Councilmember Stanley Parton. Whereas on January 4th, 2016, Stanley Parton took the oath of office as Councilmember Post 1 of Sharpsburg, Georgia, and was reelected as Councilmember Post 1, taking his second oath of office on January 6, 2020. And whereas Stan Parton has dedicated 8 years to public service as council member of the town of Sharpsburg and has represented the town's interests through his service, and whereas Councilmember Parton has shown unwavering commitment, integrity, and dedication to the well-being, progress, and history of the town of Sharpsburg and the larger Sharpsburg residents, and whereas Councilmember Parton has successfully advanced and supported important initiatives, policies that have positively impacted the lives of the constituents of Sharpsburg, and whereas Councilmember Parton has been faithful in his duties as a true and trusted leader, going beyond the call and duties of council member by dedicating time, sweat, and support for the betterment of the citizens of Sharpsburg. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Town Council of Sharpsburg, Georgia, express our deepest gratitude and thanks to Council Member Stan Parton for his outstanding service to our community. Be it further resolved that we recognize Councilmember Stan Parton for his tireless efforts in advancing the common good and for leaving an incredible mark on the Sharpsburg community. Be it finally resolved that this proclamation be presented to Councilmember Stan Parton as a token of the town's deepest appreciation. So signed this 4th day of December 2023. So we have this for you, Stan. Thank you, Stan. Okay, I'm getting another one. This proclamation honoring Mayor Blue Cole. Whereas on November 13th, 2018, Blue Cole took the oath of office as mayor of Sharpsburg, Georgia, to fill an unexpired term and was reelected as mayor, taking his second oath of office on January 6, 2020. And whereas Blue Cole has dedicated over 5 years of public service as the mayor of Sharpsburg and has represented the town's interests through his service, and whereas
Mayor Cole has shown unwavering commitment, integrity, and dedication to the well-being, progress, and history of the town of Sharpsburg and the larger Sharpsburg residents. Whereas Mayor Cole has successfully championed and supported important causes, initiatives, and policies that have positively impacted the lives of constituents and Sharpsburg residents. Whereas Mayor Cole has gone beyond the calling of duties of mayor, dedicating time, lots of sweat, and lots of effort for the betterment of the citizens of Sharpsburg. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Town Council of Sharpsburg, Georgia, express our deepest gratitude and thanks to Mayor Blue Cole for his outstanding service to our community. Be it further resolved that we recognize Blue Cole for his tireless efforts in advancing the common good and for leaving an incredible mark on the Sharpsburg community. Be it finally resolved that this proclamation be presented to Mayor Blue Cole as a token of our appreciation. So signed this 4th day of December 2023.
Can you believe that we made it? There have been quite a few times that I have looked at the clock and I have thought, how are we gonna get there? But we did, and God blessed us all. And I'm just so proud of everybody here, our staff, current staff, former staff. I can't go without thanking my family. Y'all have put up with all the phone calls and all the everything, and from my heart to my heart, thank y'all.
Get your family to stand.
Oh yeah, so well that's gonna be about half of them. All right, so keep my family, go ahead and stand up so everybody can see how lovely they are. I couldn't have done it without them. All of the wisdom and all of the counsel and everything. It's just really, I'm just so proud. But I want to talk with you guys about some other things that I'm proud of. It's the support that the town of Sharpsburg has shown people. The person that I'm thinking of specifically is a gentleman named Chad Staples. He's not here tonight, but he was here on December 13th, 2021. That was our nonprofit night where we came in, and we didn't have a big crowd. We didn't have a huge crowd. We had probably 5 or 6 or 7 nonprofits. But Chad walked in with an idea. He has a passion for music, and he knew how impactful music had been in his life. So he wanted to do more. He wanted to take music to the kids. And somehow he heard about what we had going on in Sharpsburg with the nonprofit night. So he showed up. And we were able to introduce him to some folks and plug him into the nonprofit community. Well, 2.5, 3 years later, Chad has a fully functioning nonprofit that has held classes in half a dozen elementary schools. Yamaha gave him a whole bunch of instruments. He is impacting children daily. He is teaching them the love and joy of music, and we could have, who knows, the next musical genius here in Sharpsburg. But because the town and the council and the staff worked to put that program and that event together, we brought him in. And when he left out of here, he was greater than he was when he came in. Another thing that I'm proud of is the connections that we've made. A community is nothing but connections, you know, and for Sharpsburg to be able to be a part of that and to stay connected, even through COVID, and even through staffing changes, and even through personal and professional tragedy, we all stayed connected. The other thing that I'm probably, one of the 2 things that I'm proudest of is developing my staff. Not many people know it, but everybody that has worked here, someone has tried to come and poach. And they had, and in fact, Dina herself got poached from another city that could provide benefits and a bigger salary. And when Dina told me, I said, you go get that money, because I'll find another one that's just as good or better, and damn if we didn't. So when I think of Dina and Floyd and Julie, who is not here, our deputy clerk is under the weather. Dina too, Angie, our public works guy that was with us for just a couple of weeks, the volunteers that we had, the interns that we had. I love developing my staff, because that is, to me, it's the mark of a leader and the mark of a program, to where you can bring in folks and you don't restock, you just reload. And that is an attitude that I have carried forth previous jobs, this job, and even into my current job. If you think you can go better, I will pat you on the back and reward you, but it comes from developing the staff. The other thing that I want to remind folks to do here in Sharpsburg is continue to dream big. Yeah, we are a little bitty town. We only have 335 people. But you know what? We punch way above our weight. And in order to do that, you have to dream big. Most elected officials usually think just within their term, the 4 years of their term. We got to think a little bit further than that, especially the professional staff that we have in place. They have to be looking 4, 6, 8 years out, because some of the things we do, especially in a small town, take 4 to 6 years worth of planning. As you continue to dream big, look at the possibilities. We have a lovely opportunity for development and redevelopment at the intersection of 154, 54, and McIntosh Trail. All 4 of those corners, 3 of them are prime for redevelopment. The one open corner that we've got is a perfect spot for anything to come in. The town's property, the tank property at the end of that section, needs to be the thing that sets the standard. Let that set the standard and then push it down towards McIntosh Trail. Keep working on the downtown. We have more businesses in downtown now than we have had in years. Keep recruiting people to come downtown. Keep bringing them in. And in Sharpsburg, I believe that we truly need to grow to continue serving this community. One of the challenges that I would like to see us try to do in the next handful of years, talk to the residents of Wellsburg Station. Let's go ahead and expand the town borders to take in all of Wellsburg. Let's offer them services to come in and join us. Join this already awesome municipality that we've got. And when we do that, when we're able to annex the rest of Wellsburg in, if the voters choose to and it goes through, that will then give us an opportunity to improve the traffic conditions around East Coweta High School. I've taken both of my daughters to East Coweta High School for the last, 6 years. And there is a lot of traffic, there are a lot of pedestrians, and we need to upgrade our road network to make it safer for them. There's just small things that we could do, and as a town, we could lead the charge on improving. Honestly, we need to put a small roundabout at that 3-way stop. We need to widen the lanes just a little bit. We need to cut down the hill in the vegetation so we can see around that curve when you're in between gates 2 and 3. When we need to have signs, little signs on the street signage out there to key these young drivers to turn on their blinkers, buckle their seatbelts. A yield means yield. You know, this is the opportunity where we can teach kids how to drive and remind them to be safe. Once again, it just comes down, I think, to us to set the standard. And not just set the standard for right now, let's set the standard for 5 years, 10 years down the road. Let's go ahead and start planning a new town hall right out there on the site where we used to clog. That way we can turn the rest of this section into office space, meeting space, whatever the community needs. But if we take this open spot out here and then go up 3 stories, you would have a beautiful view over downtown Sharpsburg. That would be a fantabulous town hall to have in our downtown. And with the way we can make the architecture work, it'd be lovely. And finally, I guess the last thing that I want to say is just thank you for listening to me and for working with me and for putting up with me at times. I know that sometimes I get an idea in my head and I just, oh, there it goes, here we go. And most of the time it works. There are times that it doesn't, but you know, they're getting fewer and fewer and fewer. But I don't want to talk too long. I have been able to not run overly long. Our meetings, I'm usually pretty good on the timekeeping, but council, thank y'all. Mr. Sears, thank you. You were wonderful. And for everybody out here that came to see me tonight, y'all are awesome. And y'all are the reason that I do this. Y'all are the reason that we keep tilting against the windmill. And if you ever think you want to get involved in politics, do it. Surprisingly, do it, because it is the most rewarding thing that I think that I have ever done. It's just, it's a calling. It really is. And I couldn't have done it without you. I couldn't have done it without all of you. So I'm finished. I will go ahead and sit down, but thank y'all very much. All right. We have concluded our old business. We have concluded our new business. And if there's no other details before council, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
My final motion.
That'll be your final motion. All right.
Second.
Stan has the first. Tom has the second. All in favor? Unanimous. We're adjourned. So I hope. Go ahead, Andy. Yep, go ahead.
Stan, Blue, please come over and cut the cake.
Stan?